Hi guys, my name is Lucia and welcome to my 6-month update for my makeup no-buy. I have been doing this since Thanksgiving of 2018, so it has been 6 months, and this isn't a finale, but this is the last update that I am going to be giving you because you may know if you've been following my channel, I am about to leave. I am going on a 6-month Europe trip and I leave in 1 month. So I don't think I will have time before I leave to do another check-in, and I don't think I will have much else to say. For this update sort of finale, I wanted to reflect on this no-buy and how it has influenced my life, how it has influenced my mindset to go abroad, and just stuff like that. So the reason I started this was because I wanted to take a step back around the holidays and just appreciate the makeup that I had. I wasn't really buying a ton of stuff, but I just wanted to put a halt on it and say, you know what, I just want to appreciate everything, maybe use some things up, maybe declutter, but mainly just use what I have. I did not put a time limit on this no-buy. I definitely did not expect it to last up until my trip, but a big reason for doing this was my trip is coming up. So I am going backpacking through Europe for 2 months, and then I am landing in Paris and studying there for the semester. I will be gone for 6 months, and if you can imagine, there are a ton of expenses that come, especially with backpacking on your own. I wanted to save up every little bit of cash I could with the 6-7 months leading up to my trip, and I didn't want to focus on buying makeup. Now the second reason kind of goes hand in hand with that, which is since I am going backpacking before I go abroad, I can bring very few things with me, and I'm not going to bring that much makeup. So in my head I was like, okay, I need to save my money for my trip, and I don't want to buy a bunch of makeup that then I leave at home for 6 months and is just sitting in my room. That doesn't make sense to me when I could just enjoy what I have, bring a few things that I already own, and not be spending a lot of money. So that was the mindset that I was in, and it's interesting because where I am right now with purchasing makeup is a spot I have been in before freshman year of college. I just finished my sophomore year of college, and freshman year of college, I was very different than I was now. I only owned, I think, 3 eyeshadow palettes. I only owned a couple of everything, and my whole mindset was minimalism. Get my collection down even smaller. I wanted to use up one of my palettes and then only own 2 and then only own 1. And I was really into narrowing down my collection. So I wasn't buying much. And now I'm not exactly like that. I do have a couple more options of each category. Not many, but a couple. And I'm not so worried about numbers anymore. Actually, I'm not worried at all about numbers anymore. It doesn't matter. My makeup is my makeup. I enjoy it. I'm not obsessing over it. But I'm at that same place that I was a year and a half ago or 2 years ago where I don't want new makeup. I just don't. It's not a desire that I have. I don't look at new releases and think, oh, I need that. That would add value to my life. I own a lot of makeup, and I think the fact that I'm going away for 6 months has really put it in perspective for me. Like, when I look at a new eyeshadow palette that I really think I would want, I think to myself, all right, I'm home for 1 more month. Would I use that enough in 1 more month? Now it's summer, I'm back from college, so I'm not wearing a full face of makeup every single day. Would I use that for this 1 month enough to warrant buying it and then have to say goodbye to it for 6 months? And the answer is no. I don't like that option. I don't like having to say goodbye to new things for 6 months. So in result of that, my mind just kind of went, we don't want new makeup right now. Like, that's not a desirable thing. With clothing, it's a little bit different. With clothing, it's like, all right, I can wear that article of clothing during this season, and even if I don't take it abroad, it doesn't expire. It's not gonna come back and have mold on it. One of the main things that this trip, leading up to this trip, has taught me is that makeup has a different purpose than clothing or stuff like that that's non-perishable. Makeup is meant to be used every day, and it's meant to have you look a certain way, but just because you don't own a certain highlighter doesn't mean you can't highlight your face. And it doesn't mean you can't walk outside and people will still see the makeup that you were wearing. I don't know if I'm quite explaining this the right way, but I just think the desire to own makeup because of the pretty packaging and the pretty layout, I just haven't felt that in months, and it's been so nice because I've been putting my energy into other things. First of all, I have been revamping my wardrobe a lot. I thrift a lot. I get a lot of good deals. I either just upload a video or a video is coming where I declutter and sell a ton of my closet, and that's something that has just made me feel really inspired. It's made me feel inspired to have more confidence in what I wear. I see a lot of the habits from makeup that I used to have being put into clothing, but in a positive way, because now I know how to have a passion with something that is something you purchase without obsessing and without overspending. And instead of me buying everything I see and wanting all the new things, I know how to think, okay, is this going to add value to my life? Am I going to enjoy this in terms of clothing, not in terms of makeup? I've just learned so much, and it's just so interesting, and part of me is kind of confused by where I am not really wanting to buy makeup because I love makeup so much. And I'm not saying that I don't love makeup anymore or that I don't have a passion for it. I just don't want more right now. I love the makeup that I have. It's brought me so much joy. I love to use it, and I have no desire to add to my collection right now. I just don't. I also think this has made a slight shift within my YouTube channel. I don't know if anybody has noticed, and I mean, I am a person who talks about saving money and how to not fall for the hype, but I feel like the videos that I've been producing the last 5 or 6 months have really been focusing in on what does it mean to be you, and what do you enjoy, and only keeping things you enjoy. I made a video on your fantasy self. I can link that down below. I have made some other videos just on certain habits that I have realized I use in my life and that I've wanted to talk about, and it's been really inspiring for me to make those videos and to have those discussions. Thank you for everyone who has been a part of those discussions and who has said, these videos are helpful, this is awesome. I agree. I think it's been helpful for me, and it's helpful for me to see that you guys think it's helpful. I think it's just a great little community that we have here. In a way, I have been doing a year-long makeup no-buy. I didn't plan on it. I haven't made myself have strict rules. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this has been a replacement-only no-buy. I have purchased 2 things when I ran out of stuff. I purchased the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I'm wearing that right now. I really enjoyed this foundation. I think it's wonderful. And I just purchased a L'Oreal Voluminous mascara because I did run out of mascara. But other than that, I have not purchased anything. I think something else that I've learned from this no-buy, and that I always learn whenever I do a no-buy, because this is the 3rd time I have done a no-buy that has gone for over 4 months, and it just gives you perspective of life. It really just puts you in perspective of what is life like for someone who doesn't constantly want to buy makeup. What is life like? And my life hasn't been someone who wants to buy makeup. I haven't been someone who constantly wants to buy makeup in years. That hasn't been my reality. But when you just take it off the table completely, you start to see what your other goals are and what your other priorities are. And I talked about this last time, that it can be a little lonely sometimes. You can realize that without buying new things and trying to fill this void, sometimes we're left with being slightly lonely. But it also just encourages you to think a little deeper about those things and, you know, kind of discover yourself. And that's also something that I learned over the past year from being single. Being single has changed my entire being. I am a completely new person. It's amazing, and I have learned so much, and I kind of see it going hand in hand with doing a no-buy, seeing what happens and seeing where it leads to you. Those are 2 totally different things, but for some reason in my mind, it just, I don't know, it's just about self-identity and figuring out who you are. And when you can't hide behind purchases, when you can't hide behind buying makeup and wanting new things, you have to face yourself. And sometimes it's really hard, and sometimes you don't like what you're seeing, but you can change. You can change. You can wake up tomorrow and be a completely different person. You don't have to ask anybody for that or prove anything to anyone. You can just be you. That is something that I have learned over the past year, and something that I really like that half of that past year was me being on a makeup no-buy. It just makes sense to me. It makes sense in my mind. It makes me feel good. I don't have any updates of really wanting things or having a lot of desire to buy things because I just haven't. I've also been in complete planning mode for my backpacking trip, and before that I was in finals mode for school. So the past month, even if I was still in this mindset of wanting new makeup all the time, I've just been too busy the past month to think about stuff like that. But it's just interesting, and it's interesting where I am right now in my life, being 20 and about to do a solo trip, and feeling like I don't need material items to make me who I am. And that's also something that I've thought a lot about because I am backpacking for 2 months. You can't bring anything. Like, you bring a couple shirts and maybe a dress and some shorts and you just go. I'm not bringing any makeup. I'm bringing makeup for Paris. For my study abroad, I will be bringing makeup. But for 2 months backpacking for Europe, my face is not going to look like this. I'm not going to be wearing any makeup. I'm not going to be bringing anything. And having this no-buy and stopping myself from buying makeup for the past 6 months has really just prepared me to live for 2 months without needing makeup and without wanting new things and even wearing it. And it's going to be really, really interesting, and I'm definitely going to make a video after that trip of what it's like to stop wearing makeup for 2 months. I have never done that. I don't know what that's like. I have not worn makeup when I've traveled, like when I went to Israel last year, I didn't wear makeup, but I've never gone so long without even owning any makeup on me, which is what I'll be doing for 2 months. Everything that I'm saying is just very fitting of where I am right now, and yeah, I'm just really happy with this no-buy. I'm really happy with how I feel about it and how it has kind of gotten my mindset in the right place and gotten my priorities in the right place for the next adventure of my life, which will be this trip. So that's everything for me. I know a lot of you guys are doing year-long no-buys or low-buys, or maybe you started one and you stopped for whatever reason, or whatever you're doing, please let me know how it's going. I would absolutely love to hear. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm in a very reflective mood right now. I feel like everything is coming full circle, and it's funny because I never think about this no-buy because I don't think about buying makeup. So I haven't thought about the fact that I haven't purchased makeup for 6 months because I never think about it. But sitting down and reflecting and actually thinking about the fact that I've done that, it feels really good. And it feels really good to think about where I was a year ago, where I was 6 months ago, and where I am now. Makeup can often feel like a material item that you need, or that in a way holds you back because you're always needing to think about it and be up to date and kind of worry about it in a sense. And I feel like I have been released from that completely. It's not that I was feeling before I did this no-buy that I wasn't released from it, but I feel like I am in a spot with material possessions that I have never been in before. I feel ready. I feel ready to be without makeup for 2 months, and I am really grateful for this no-buy for preparing me for that. Alright, that is everything for this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys soon. Bye.